Hey friends, this is Joe Pulizzi and welcome to This Old Marketing. Today's episode is very different. There are no updates. There's no co-host, just a straight up conversation about something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. This week, it's my turn, and I'm not sure if you caught Robert's special episode from last week, but did you hear how strangely happy he was not having me on the show? Truly unbelievable. Now, the only thing I'll leave you with, Robert related, that is an article I saw in Yahoo Sports, and I'll put it in the show notes. Yes, Yahoo Sports is still a thing. They proclaimed that the Savannah Bananas baseball team and not the Dallas Cowboys are the new America's team. I'll email it to you, Robert.
Just remember, everybody has your story to tell. Tell it well. Of this old marketing.
And now, for your listening pleasure, here's Pulizzi and Rose, covering the week of media, marketing, and digital content news. This Old Marketing. Take it away, boys.
Hey, welcome back to This Old Marketing. It's a pleasure having you here. I hope you get something out of this episode. Robert and I are taking some time to do our own thing, and we just can't get our stuff together. So this week, you've got me, Joe Pulizzi, kind of doing my thing around the stuff that I've been passionate about lately. And I want to talk to you specifically, the marketer. Now, most of you listening to this are marketing, communication professionals in some way. You're probably working for someone else. And I really need you to hear this. You're in danger, not from layoffs. Those are coming, though. Not from AI, though we'll get there, of course, but from something deeper. Now, let me say this very, very plainly. Working for someone else is the riskiest thing you can do right now. I know, coming from me, crazy, right? Now, for decades, we believed that a good job was the ultimate security. A steady paycheck, healthcare, maybe a 401k with a match, but that model is falling apart in real time. And I've seen this from the inside. I've been the employee. I've been the boss. I've been the guy who signed off on layoff papers. When I was at Penton, we went through 3 rounds of layoffs in 18 months, and it was devastated for everyone involved. And this continues today at breakneck speed. Here's the truth. No job is safe anymore, especially in marketing. Now, AI, as you know, is already replacing entry-level marketers faster than we can track. Some agencies I know are in desperation mode, and the only advice brand marketing teams get is to lean more into AI. And is that even the right strategy? And executive teams still don't understand what content actually does until they decide it's too expensive, even though it's not, and they end up cutting it. And here's the harsh truth. Most people following the good job, good life blueprint are broke, stressed, unfulfilled, and they feel trapped. The old dream isn't dead because people stop working hard. You work hard. Everybody who listens to this probably works hard. It's dead because the game changed and nobody updated the playbook. But the real risk, it's not that your job is going away. It's you going stale. Just bear with me for a second. Now, when you work for someone else, you lose the muscle of ownership. You spend years making other people rich. You follow KPIs that don't align with your values. And slowly, you lose the thing that makes you valuable, your curiosity, your voice, your strategic edge, your true differentiation. Now, I'm not saying everyone should quit tomorrow, but I am saying that if you're a marketer today, you need to have a plan B that looks like ownership. So what does ownership look like? It starts with something I call your tilt. You know this. I've talked about it many times on the show. If you read Epic Content Marketing or Content Inc., you've heard this in spades, but I've been expanding on it quite a bit lately. It's the weird, specific angle that only you can take. It's your obsession, your itch, the thing you talk about even when you're off the clock. One person's tilt might be email marketing for real estate agents. Another's could be helping independent podcasters monetize. Mine, in 2007, it was content marketing for marketers. And when you find that tilt, you can start building around it. And that's how you future-proof your career right now, by building trust through content and not just a resume. Now, one of my favorite tilt examples is the band Steely Dan. And I know I'm dating myself a bit. So for you younger listeners, go to Apple Music or Spotify and listen to a little bit of Steely Dan. It'll blow your head off. Now, when Walter Becker and Donald Fagen started Steely Dan in the early 1970s, the music industry had a simple model: tour relentlessly, chase radio hits, and fit into a popular sound. Steely Dan refused this. Instead, they focused on studio perfectionism, recording obsessively until each track was exactly what they wanted. They blended jazz, rock, and some brainy lyrics in a way nobody else did at that time. They rarely toured. They didn't chase top 40 radio. They made records their way, slowly and carefully. At first, they confused a lot of people, as usually does when you come out with a new tilt. By the way, content marketing confused a lot of people as well. But sticking to their tilt, they built a loyal following that respected their precision, their depth, and creativity. Steely Dan became one of the most influential music acts of the 20th century, not because they were popular in the traditional sense, but because they owned a category no one else touched. Their tilt became their brand. Now, you don't have to appeal to everyone. As Jay Acunzo often says, you only have to be someone's favorite. You have to matter deeply to someone, not everyone. It wasn't long ago that humans were rewarded for fitting in and going along with the pack. That, thankfully, is mostly no longer the case. Now and into the future, freedom means leaning into what makes you different, only you. This is your tilt. You don't need a master plan. You need a direction strong enough just to get started. Now, if you're listening to this or watching it on YouTube and thinking that you just don't have a good handle on your tilt, I want you to try these 4 things. First, list the 10 things that you're endlessly curious about. And there are no wrong answers here. Number 2, find the uncommon link. Where are 2 or 3 ideas connecting in a way that nobody's noticed? 3, you need to pick an audience. Who needs this? Who is significantly underserved? And number 4, you need to own the weirdness. If you sound like everyone else, you're probably doing it wrong. Now, let's make this practical here. If you work for someone else today, here's what I suggest. Number 1, start building your audience today. This is not where you're working your job. This is you individually. Pick one platform: YouTube, LinkedIn, Substack, whatever fits your voice. And like Harry Potter's sorting hat, you do get a decision to this. Even though you think, oh, everybody's on YouTube or TikTok, you can decide what fits best for you. So I want you to lean into that direction. Publish once a week, no matter what. You have to build this habit. Number 2, own your list. Start collecting email addresses right now. Now, platforms will change, but your email address is the only algorithm-free audience you control. Now, you've probably seen some articles and podcasts from very renowned marketers who are saying that the don't build on rented land has changed because of AI. Now, it's changed a little bit, but I don't agree with them. Now, sure, lean into being found on AI, absolutely, but don't ever stop trying to build a direct connection with your followers, ever. Number 3, create a minimum viable product. Yes, I know, even though you work for somebody else, create a minimum viable product. This could be a free PDF. You don't have to charge for it. Could be a coaching session, a workshop, a private newsletter. Prove you can exchange value for trust, then eventually for money. Now, please note, the first one you start will not be the one. It never, ever is, but it will get you to the one that shows you the way. Absolutely trust me on this one. You don't need to quit your job to start this, but you do need to start, because here's the kicker. When the layoffs come, the people with an audience will have options. The ones without will scramble. Think of this like financial diversification. A good friend of mine from Penton Media put every bit, 100% of his retirement in Penton stock. He had hundreds of thousands of dollars in retirement, and he believed his future was set. Until it wasn't. Penton stock went from $32 a share to, get this, 7 cents a share. I kid you not. 7 cents. He lost everything. That's what it'll be like not having an audience when all this crap blows up in your face, and it will. Those who don't have an audience will be like those who put all their retirement into a losing stock. Let's talk energy for a second. One of the most overlooked risks of working for someone else is that your energy is completely dictated by someone else. The meetings, the deadlines, the emotional drain of politics. But here's the problem. You only get so much energy a day. In my experience, every creator or entrepreneur who succeeds long-term figures this out. You have to manage 4 types of energy during your day. Physical, are you moving your body? Emotional, who or what is draining you? Mental, are you multitasking to death? Spiritual, do you feel aligned with what you're doing? When you don't protect these, you burn out. And when you burn out, you lose your edge and someone else makes your next move for you. All right, let's just take a little break here, because we have to, and I'll be right back.
You don't become the world's most valuable women's sports franchise by accident. Angel City Football Club did it with a little help from HubSpot. When they started, data was housed across multiple systems. HubSpot unified their website, email marketing, and fan experience into one platform. This allowed their small team of 3 to build an entire website in just 3 days. The results? Nearly 350 new signups a week and 300% database growth in just 2 years. Visit HubSpot.com to hear how HubSpot can help you grow better. You want a great podcast recommendation? How about Create Like the Greats, hosted by Ross Simmons? Each episode hosts an in-depth analysis of some of the greatest creations and creators of all time, along with a deep dive conversation on the creative process that went into building companies, brands, stories, and more. If you like learning about history, learning about the creative process, and are a laid-back person, you're going to like this podcast. You can find Create the Greats wherever you follow your favorite podcasts.
For those of you that saw that video performance that Robert put together, if you haven't, go to our YouTube page. You can check it out. The one section, Robert's wearing the black cowboy outfit, and actually the AI inserted an Arsenal logo on the side, which I think is so funny. The second thing is, watch Robert playing the guitar. He is making love to that guitar, which I actually think is probably the most realistic thing you will see in that little AI video that Robert did. So, and by the way, we'll have a new one next month. So you get to look forward to that, or you get to not look forward to that. I don't know. So, okay, let's continue with my not quitting your job rant. I don't want you to think that I'm saying you need to go out and quit your job right now. Some people are just not suited. But what I want to do, again, is give you some additional options. And a lot of the marketers that I've seen that have been laid off recently don't have those options. And it breaks my heart. And I want you to be ready for whatever happens, like that financial diversification we were talking about before. Now, some people love their jobs. Some people work for great companies. That's amazing. But I don't want you to confuse comfort with security. If you're not building something on the side, an audience, a product, a brand, you are vulnerable right now because the world is shifting faster than ever. We know AI is replacing marketers. Even though Robert will fight me on this one, it absolutely is. I don't agree that people are doing this, but it's absolutely happening. And audiences out there don't trust brands as much as they trust people. That's why individuals have more opportunity than ever before. So the most important thing you can do right now is become a person worth trusting. Now, let me end with this whole thing because I didn't want this to be more than 15 minutes, and I've already rambled more than I should have. But there's absolutely no shame in taking a paycheck. I continue to take paychecks here and there, depending on the situation. I grew up and got the first almost 20 years of my career, I was working for someone else. But there's a danger in having only one. The best marketers I know today, they're creators too. They've got audiences, they've got assets, they've got leverage. The difference isn't talent. It's that they started building before they had to. And I want you to remember the bamboo tree. I love this example. Bamboo farmers plant seeds and water them daily. And for the first 4 years, nothing appears above ground. But underground, a massive root system is forming. And in year 5, bamboo can grow up to 90 feet in just 5 weeks. 90 feet in 5 weeks. So you have to put in the work now before people see it. And when you're ready, at that 3, 4, 5 year mark, whatever, you've got something to show for it. So now is the time to start. And then ask yourself, what is your tilt? What's the thing you'd create even if no one paid you? Now go out and build something around it, not for likes, not for followers, but so you can wake up one day and say, I own this and no one can take it away from me. Only you can be the best you in the world. No one is the same as you. Don't try to replicate what I'm doing, or God forbid, what Robert Rose or anyone else is doing. That's the key to this whole thing working. Now, if you need a little extra push besides this podcast, you can go to burntheplaybook.today. I know, kind of crazy, right? Burntheplaybook.today. And you can pre-order my new book, Burn the Playbook. I'm just getting out with it. We'll have pre-orders going for the next 30 days or so before I actually launch the book. And I believe Burn the Playbook is the anti-playbook strategy for future-proofing your life. If you believe you were made for more and want to build a life and business on your terms, you will absolutely love this book. And with every order, I'm sending you 2 books so you can give one to a friend, a parent, or a kid in your life. I'll leave you with this. Whatever your goal in life, you will not accomplish it unless you truly believe you have control to make decisions that affect your life. Whether you're sitting in a chair at a computer, you're working around an assembly line or something, or maybe you're getting ready to go to college, only one person is standing in the way of success and freedom for you, and that is you. You have to believe that there is never any person to blame. I've seen so many people do this, even when they may be right. If you believe someone else is to blame, then they are, and it will hold you back. There is never any situation to blame. As difficult as it is, you must believe you are where you are because of the decisions you have made. You will get to where you're going based on the decisions you will make. If we blame someone else or something for our lot in life, then we make it true. And if we do that, we lose our agency. And if we lose our agency, we lose our souls. What you are about to undertake is hard. And you know what? That's good news. If it were easy, everyone would be doing it. It'd be harder for you to break through. And it's the journey you'll absolutely remember in the end. That's it for this solo episode of This Old Marketing. If this hits home for you, do me a favor, send it to one person who needs to hear it. And if you're already building your own thing, I am absolutely rooting for you. And yes, as Robert says, this is your story to tell. Tell it well. I couldn't leave without saying that, right? Robert will see you next week on another special edition of This Old Marketing.
Hey, thanks a lot for making it this far in this week's episode, and thank you all for being a part of This Old Marketing. You can check out all the show notes of what we talked about today at thisoldmarketing.com, and it's also where you can leave us a review or a voicemail. We need those reviews and comments on whichever platform you follow us on. And if you haven't followed the podcast, please go do that and make sure you catch the latest and greatest episodes every Friday morning. We're on Apple and Spotify and all your other favorite podcatchers, of course, but we'd love it if you went over and subscribed to us on YouTube. That's right, YouTube. youtube.com/@thisoldmarketing. We'll see you again next week, folks, with another episode of This Old Marketing.